Got this.
Hi,
We'll get
how you
it.
doing? We have an internet.
Oh, hey, there it is. Okay.
Hello?
So, the fun fact for tonight is if you set up your OBS overlay and you put in your audio channels and you set them to hidden, so like turn off the like, I can't see this, it mutes them.
Oh,
So,
good.
All
Oh,
right.
good. Hey, you
I
know
do
what?
that
Learning
before
experience.
already, and I don't know why the hell I did that. So,
Well, you know,
yeah, hi.
Okay.
we're
We're
live.
here.
Hello again.
We're making it. So, hey, HSG, we're gonna be playing some Red Markets tonight. Put on by Mike here. He's gonna be our. You're the market. You're not a GM. You're the
Yes.
market.
You're not a GM, you're the market.
Okay. Yeah. Because this is economic horror, and because the
Yes.
economy is not
And
horrific
the
enough.
markets are always out to get you. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like player versus GM, but like codified. Like it's not just the GM is going to throw anything at you. It's like no. The GM is going to throw economics at you, and you
Oof.
cannot
and
escape.
statistics.
That's right.
Because the dice are just very mean in this game.
They are going to be super mean. I can't wait to see all that go down. Hopefully the audio is sorted. I believe the audio is sorted. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, thanks, Takes Jokes. Oh man, subs happening. Feels good. So we are doing this by way of announcements, right? We're going to be playing this every Wednesday now until I think Mike kills us all, or we win.
A couple times. Yeah.
We
There,
win.
yeah,
Winning
there is a
possible.
win. There is a potential win condition of like
Right.
managing to achieve retirement to someplace that isn't terrible.
Yeah, that's
Well,
good.
You know,
I mean, in Blades, when we started out, we didn't think we were going to win. And then we played for like a year and 2 months or something, and then we won.
a year and
We'll
like
do
a
the same.
week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we're gunning for the same kind of arc here, and by way of more announcements, this Friday we need to all tune in and catch our man Casey here, who's playing Vinton over at the Con Save, which is going to be super dope. And I just can't wait to see Vinton in a different environment. You know, it's like you take the lionfish out of the tank, you know, the water tank, and you put him in a new water tank with new fish.
That
But
doesn't usually go well, David.
But he's a lionfish, you know, so he's like,
A beta fish.
yeah, he's like not cuddly.
It'll be fine. I
It'll
am
be-
only expecting a 75% chance
Yeah.
of death
Yeah, no,
for
this
the,
is gonna be
for,
great.
the, for the other characters, not for me.
I was going to say,
I'll
if
be
you
alright.
don't die in your main campaign, you don't die as the side character.
I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
I'm not
I don't know.
dying here.
That would be poetic. That would be just poetic.
That's
we're
what
actually
got
we've
me.
actually been taking up collection to bribe Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, yeah.
Hey, you just want to like take care of it in here. That would.
Yeah.
Give you the
How's
die
how's
hero.
how's $5? No.
$5?
Okay.
Okay.
$5.50
Five?
final offer.
She'll pay us
Is it-
$5.
She wants the opportunity.
Oh man, see, all right, yeah.
The
See,
privilege.
Taylor's in chat. Hitting us up for cash. All right, yeah, we'll work something out.
Send me that
Yeah, I
PayPal
like
link,
this.
Taylor.
Wait a minute here.
Yeah, do you take Venmo? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, which WhatsApp, you know.
Correction.
yeah, Cash
so
App.
now I have all of a sudden I dumped all my IP into shoulder arms, heavy weapons, and I'm showing up with a 50 cal because David didn't give me my 50 cal.
That's right. I never did. Nor would I have ever given you a 50 cal. That would have been a terrible idea.
A bad decision.
Hmm.
Lots of bad decisions were made about guns.
You know what this
Cyberpunk.
like nigh unkillable character needs? A weapon that can take out vehicles. That's what he needs. That is exactly what he needs. Yeah. So other announcements, other things to do. Saturday we're gonna be doing our charity stream as part of May Day. And those who are not super tied into the Traveler scene, Traveler RPG has long heralded May 1st as May Day. And that I think maybe was, I don't know. I don't want to make up why they call it May Day. This is just what they call it, May Day, and it's a big celebration. And HSG runs the annual charity stream. We get donations in for Mark Miller, the guy who made Traveler, folks over at Mongoose. We're giving away like a bunch of stuff from Wormwood Gaming, like some nice stuff from Wormwood. We've got some really nice books with like deck plans for sci-fi ships and all kinds of crazy stuff. So like, if you want some sci-fi stuff or you want some Wormwood stuff, you should hang out and donate heavily to the Carson Wade Foundation, who is our foundation of choice for the charity. It's a charity that is near and dear to Patrick's heart. Patrick Knaus, he's the GM for the game, and his wife is a survivor of carcinoid cancer and that sort of thing. So it's something that's like important to us as a community, and just a really great thing that we get to do every year. So we're all stoked for that. We're primed for it, and all that happens on Saturday. Our usual start time, 8 p.m. Eastern, to get that one rolling. And those, you know what? It's been kind of crazy. I can only think to May 1st. After May 1st, it's like a big blank for me because so much energy has been tied for me towards May 1st. On the following Monday's open, right? Because you're running Shadowrun the following Monday. Is that right, Katrina?
I'll double check that. We just ran it this Monday.
Yep.
So it'll be
That
2
may
weeks
have a
out.
scheduling conflict, so I'll
okay.
let you know, David.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out when the next thing is. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. So yeah, those are all going to be awesome. We're super pumped. This whole weekend is super important to us in a lot of different ways. So that's going to be golden.
Cool.
And I like how all of you have really red backgrounds, and I don't. So I'll have to work on that. That's pretty
Come
solid.
on, get with the plan, man.
I know.
Just spend like
I know.
$40 on one light bulb. That's all it
Yeah,
takes.
I've got this like spool of LEDs in a box. I'll go find that box and I'll get those LEDs out, and then I'll be cool like
Just
you guys are cool.
String them around yourself.
That's right, just like warm. Yeah. Speaking of stringing things around ourselves, our characters might not make it. If I look at the way the dice mechanics work and the lethality of the game, running is probably a good option. But you have to roll to run, and you have to spend resources to run. So
What is it from Mythbusters? Failure is always an option. Right? Like
ooh. Yeah. See, when Mythbusters said it, they didn't mean like failure in front of zombies and instant death. They meant like, oh, the robot thingy that we built fell apart. Ha 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 ha. Isn't that funny? When I fall apart, it's less funny. Mike.
That's funny to you. But
right.
Yeah.
It's equally as funny to the rest of us.
No, don't you laugh at my character's demise. Okay, yeah. So Mike, take us into the world of red markets with zombies and things.
Right. So red markets do the customary stroking of the book, except this one is massive. It is a huge book. It's very, very heavy, but it's nice. It's great. It has everything you could ever want to know about the world of red markets and more. The basic gist is that we are roughly 2045-ish. Things continued to go kind of off the rails. Climate change continued barreling down that path. Fragmentation of network and telecommunications continued onwards. Authoritarian governments, hey, we kept just slipping that over window farther and farther to the right. Good times. And then came the crash. So I actually have a prepared statement to start things with.
Yes.
Where I actually wrote some notes so that I would not sit here being like, yeah, so there was a thing, and I forgot. There's another thing, but you should know about a different thing. So, ta-da. So yes, here it's about a page. It's good. It'll start. Yes. So it's been 5 years since the world went shitballs crazy. 5 years since the rumors of another virus outbreak. 5 years since the rumors of people suddenly going on kill crazy rampages. 5 years since the news started reporting about casualties when the dead would start to get up, walk, and try to eat your grandma. 5 years since the government gave the fuck up and pulled all their resources east of the Mississippi River and abandoned everyone else to die out here on their own. They declared you dead and left you here until you earned the title. Left you here to fend for yourselves against the screaming vectors, the shambling casualties, and the other things that people only whisper about in well-protected bunkers. Arguably, this is better than living under the thumb of some band of jackasses in a giant parking lot turned refugee camp. Trying to pay off the gangs, the jackbooted DHQS mercenary security squads, or both. Here, you can at least have the chance to scrape together enough money to try to get yourselves back across the border. Get yourself set up in a high-rise apartment somewhere. Maybe somewhere with a view. Hopefully one with a view that faces away from the free parking camps. So here you are, in a makeshift bar in what may or may not still be considered Oklahoma, huddled over a scrap of paper. The contract. The one that will bind a lot of you together to the end. The plan to get out of here. Huddled around this table on mismatched chairs, held together with spit, twine, and sheer force of will. Checking out of the corner of your eye to make sure the people you care about aren't being bothered while they wait for you. Sister Chloe and Brother Avery trying to convince little Puck that kale isn't that bad. It's what's available in Elevation right now, and you take what you can get. Ace coming back to the table with a small tray, resting an arm across the back of Rigid's tattered coat as she delivers another round of vaguely apple-flavored moonshine shots and the local brew. It's actually pretty tolerable. Some of those microbrewed guys survived the crash too, apparently. But now the time has come. The time to put pen to paper and ink the deal. Then it's time to find some work and put this plan into motion. So we are here.
All right.
Little patched together bar inside the Enclave of Elevation. Formerly a couple of huge grain elevators that they have built up a fence around to keep out the dead. Where we have our sheet of paper, the contract, the plan, the way we're getting out of here to retire. We're all here ready to sign on. Yes, we are the Incidentals. We're banding together. We're getting out of the loss. We're going to find our way back into the recession, into a place that's not just abandoned wasteland. But we're going to need money to do it. So we pan around the table, like seeing everybody as it's their turn to sign. What kind of things do we see?
Rigid he's got the chair flipped around, so he's leaning against the thing, and he's probably got a joint hanging out of his mouth as he's waiting for his turn. He's got a nice, well, as nice as you can get out here, kind of jacket. With a tie underneath it, white. He's a little bit on the emaciated side. Not the strongest cat, but he's out here he's chilling. Got some shades, just regular old aviators, and he's the first to put pen to paper. He's like, yeah, I like this plan. Let's get out of here. As smoke rolls out and he passes it to the next person.
Who does he pass it to?
I would pass it probably to the deacon, most likely.
All right.
What about your deacon brother?
Yeah. The deacon, he's like an older man, like he's got like gray going on and like the beard and in the hair. He's wearing like I forgot to look it up. He's wearing like the black shirt with like the collar, and like a jacket right now, and just kind of formally. But he looks at it, he says, my, Mr. Rigid, I think this is quite the plan. I'll sign my name to that. Just kind of give it a little signature and pass it over to we'll say Mirtha.
Mirtha is a young woman, probably in her mid to late 20s. She is very small, both in stature and width, I guess. Very lithe and kind of quiet. And she looks over the contract one final time and nods to it. I think this will work well. And glances over towards the congregation and then signs her name to it and passes it to Mr. Longbaugh.
Perfect timing.
Who has
I tried to pull it out, like.
Yeah.
Hi, child.
So
Legend Keeper is what we're running the game out of.
Our whole character sheets are in
the
Legend.
whole the whole campaign, all of like the rules that we needed to create characters. And then we actually have our character sheets are in Legend Keeper, which is awesome that we're able to put him in there. And we're
It's just a great service.
it's just super.
Oh my god.
Thank you for that air cover. As we wanted good night hugs, and he's gonna stay with me.
Did he just say bye to mom? Did he just like?
No, we're gonna
Hey.
play games. So hey, in the zombie apocalypse, you have to be very careful, okay? And we have to be careful because the zombies are scary. So, yes. So Mr. Longbow takes the contract and gives it another read.
Oh, Dad, you bring me closer.
No, you're gonna stay back here so you don't wreck everything.
Dad, I want you to show me that.
You want here? I'll give you this box. How about
No,
this?
Dad.
This box. Okay.
The other ones are
So Mr.
gone.
Longbow.
Daddy, the other ones are gone.
Yeah, I see that. Will you put them back in there? Thank you, buddy.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Well, that was cute. Goddamn, was that
Extremely
cute?
cute. All right, now we all definitely are gonna die in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, for
Cute.
sure.
We all
We're
died
all-
from cuteness exposure.
Indeed. So yeah, Longbow, he looks over the contract and he's in this he's got like probably like like kind of a cleaned white t-shirt under a like a Carhartt type jacket, some kind of like animal leather. It's tattered a little bit. It's got some holes in it. Whoever used to wear it was shot at some point, right? And he kind of looks over and he's got these like fancy specs on, these Ubex or whatever, and he like takes a little picture of the contract and says, "All right, well," kind of looks at everybody and says, "This is putting our lot in together is it's a big deal. Hope it works out." And he like reached down and kind of makes his mark on the page.
Come
And
on,
it's-
Long. With all of us here, man. All of us are good at what we do. Especially
the-
you.
That's why I'm signing this. I don't want to be with any dead weight or bricks. I hear a lot of good things about everybody here, so looking forward to the next step, being takers with a lot of you.
The Incidentals. That's
The
the word.
Incidentals.
So who's gonna hold on to it?
You see Rigid be like, don't worry about that. I got this. And he folds it up and puts it in his breast pocket. Is it going to be safe right here with me?
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're all in agreement. No new names on that paper unless we all talk about it, right? Rigid.
Agreed.
Okay.
I am a man of my word after all.
All right. Doesn't matter how cute they are.
Hey now. Hey now. I got myself a girlfriend, man. He takes a long drag. He's like, I'm what's that word? Not celibate. I'm not that. That'll come to me.
Monogamous?
Yeah, monogamous. Yeah, he's like, appreciate you, bartender.
Good.
These days and times, you might as well be celibate.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yes.
wake up with a casualty, right?
Right.
Yeah. Short trip.
Do we need to have a conversation about the various ways that the blight which causes zombies is transmissible?
No, we
'Cause
don't.
it
I think
is-
we got it.
I think we
Yeah,
got it. I think we're
Good.
good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any fluid exchange whatsoever, or just being too close. You
Just
know, or
anything, really.
Fluid exchange, getting bit,
yeah.
sprayed with
Can we
blood or
talk
something.
real quick because we're throwing around terms like
Yes.
casualties and vectors? Can we just super quick describe what a casualty is and what a vector is, like mechanically?
Yes. So there are two forms of zombies in the game. Um, Typically out here in the Lost, where you guys are at, if anybody calls them zombies, everybody's like, "You're new here, and we know to exploit you." So typically they're called casualties. They come in two flavors. One is just generally called casualties, and they are your Night of the Living Dead, slow, shambling, reanimated corpses, where this infection basically grafts on an additional nervous system that causes these bodies to continue to operate. The other is what's called vectors, and vectors are living bodies that are infected, and they are your 28 days later fast rage zombie kind of things. They have like their body hasn't decomposed, they still have muscle. It's a very fast process for someone to be transformed into a vector. So they're very active, and their bodies will, when the blight starts taking over and starts animating their bodies to attack people, it starts overriding all of your body's typical fail safes. So like normally you don't try to lift a car because it'll disjoint your shoulders. Vectors don't care, right? They will run fast enough that tendons start to snap. They will crash through doors even though it starts to tear limbs off. So they are very dangerous.
Cool. Good.
And transmitting, becoming a vector happens very fast. So if there's a crowd of people and there's a vector in the crowd, you suddenly have a crowd of vectors real quick.
Good.
So
Good.
casualties are at least slow moving, right? They're like the Shaun of the Dead, sever the head, destroy the brain, and they go down. But vectors, no joke. And then there are rumors of what are called aberrants. And they are scenarios where whatever the blight has infected starts not obeying rules. Like multiple bodies that graft together and things that start to operate in ways that the blight usually doesn't operate. Those are extremely rare. If they actually exist at all, they're mostly rumors and stories. But in the Taker crowd, those stories move around. On the Ubik network, people post those things. Every once in a while, you get a piece of video that gets posted to like UbikTube that gets, equal amounts of like, I know the guy who posted this, he's telling the truth, and you can tell by the pixels this is fake. So, could be there, could not. But yeah, that's what's out there outside the fence.
Good. That's what we want. We want to stay
Yes.
inside the fence, where those things
For
aren't present.
staying inside the fence doesn't earn you much money though, right? Like that's
Yeah.
you can wait tables in like the one bar in the enclave, but that doesn't pay enough to pay your bills.
All right. I mean, I have a successful business, but he doesn't want to be here no more.
Do you though?
He wants to
I'll just tell you,
expand.
the sheer thing that you mentioned having before at the beginning of the conversation cost a bounty to have.
Fair enough.
So that's it's probably a business you're familiar with.
Mhm.
It's probably a business you have goals for. Right now, it's probably not doing great
No.
because it's difficult, right? Like it's a rough business until you reach that threshold point. So, but I dig it. We're here.
Awesome.
Yes.
So what's going on around Elevation?
So specifically here in the bar, right? Like you guys are here, and like some of the extended family is here, kind of doing stuff. And there are other people here in the bar. I think as you're sitting here, the door will open, and several dudes will come in like sort of piecemeal military like pseudo military, like tactical type outfits, who are members of part of the gun hands that's called Bravo Team. So the gun hands handle all the defense for the enclave, not city. And they have a group called Alpha Teams in charge of everything in the enclave. And they have a group called Bravo Team, and Bravo Team basically operates as takers. Like, they do your job. They go out, they do a thing, they come back. So this is some dudes from Bravo Team coming back. And they kind of come in, they're kind of dusty from the road. They've got their vests with all the pockets and like Velcro and stuff all over them. And I think Sister Chloe like kind of perks up when they come back. And Deacon, you would know that Sister Chloe has been talking with like one of the younger members of Bravo Team. His name's Bobby. He came from Texas. But he's been like, they've been having like Bible conversations, right? He's been coming and like hearing people talk and all that kind of stuff. So like, he's not part of your actual flock, but he's been conversing, and like there's been like conversations going on between her and Bobby, this member of like junior member of Bravo Team. So when these guys come back in, she's like kind of like craning her neck. She's kind of like looking over there at like who's coming in, and then like the door closes behind them after like 4 dudes come in, and she's like, she looks a little confused, and then she gets up and she goes over to try to talk to like the lead one. She's like, where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? And the dude will be like, I don't know Bobby. She's like, no, Bobby went out with you. You guys left like 2 days. Bobby went out with you. I talked to him before you guys left. And he will basically, he doesn't like shove her across the bar or anything, but like a little bit more force than he probably needs to like push her away from him. He's like, I said I don't know any Bobby. Right? And they will like keep walking.
Longbow stands.
Deacon.
I'm gonna go attend to Sister Chloe.
Hey, Bravo. What's up with the rudeness? You want to continue to keep getting my stuff? You might want to change your attitude. She's just asking about one of your dudes.
I think there's one of them like towards the back of that pack that comes in who just kind of like, as they go up to the bar, like you can see like that lead guy, like he's kind of like clenching up there at the bar, and like the guy in the back is like, yeah, don't.
Gents, I don't think this is a conversation we want to get ourselves into. Maybe Miss Chloe we'll talk to her about it later.
Yeah, I think as that guy goes past where Sister Chloe's at, he will hand her something, and she will come back to the table, and it's like one of those Velcro tactical patches that says Hill on it, which was Bobby's name.
Bobby Hill.
I shouldn't
From
laugh.
Texas.
God damn it, Bobby.
That's how we're going to start. All right.
This has just been a roller coaster.
Okay, Bobby.
What did I tell you about shaking hands with a vector?
Well, I didn't mean to, but
Oh my god.
I think kind of like as that does, and they round up, like Bravo Team like makes it up to the bar. There's kind of a small dude in like a roughed up like black leather jacket who's at the bar, but like kind of like he's got shortish black hair that's kind of disheveled. If you look in Legend Keeper, way buried down in the elevation section under competition, there's an entry for Rocky Road Recovery Services.
Yes.
He is
awesome.
he is the third one across. He is the small guy in the picture there. And he is there. If they're brewing local beer, I don't think they have the capacity to really bottle it. So he's probably getting like some sort of like makeshift unmatched glasses or something, or maybe something that's made out of metal, so they're not super precious about it. But he's got like 4 of them, and he's like working to pick them up. And basically from outside, you hear a group of definitely humans start howling like wolves. And as he has them picked up and he's starting to make his way back towards the door, he starts doing it in the middle of the bar until he makes his way back outside.
Yeah, Longbow just like shakes his head and says, "I swear this town just gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
And
First
you
it's the
wonder,
casualties, and now it's a bunch of dog men." As he's just watching this guy walk out the bar.
and y'all wonder why I want to get out of here. I'm
It's
curious.
Yeah.
So things went sideways out there. I wonder what job they were doing. What? Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're great.
Um, who do I need to talk to see what Bravo team was doing? Who do I know?
Um, that's a good question. Who do you know? They would have been sent out there, or like any of their contracts would have been like managed by Alpha Team.
Mhm.
But who they would have like Alpha Team probably didn't have an opportunity to like really be sending people out. I think Sister Chloe may know that like Bobby said they were going to be out for a few days. He knew they were going somewhere and he knew it was going to be boring. But there's always danger when you go out, even if it's boring. Um,
What y'all say
uh,
when we run that run? He'll look over at Longbow and be like, "Well, if I know anything about body language, something went wrong. Might be something we can capitalize on."
doesn't mean they didn't finish the job just because they lost one.
True, but they didn't look too happy.
I don't know, man. If we go kicking over rocks where they just were, might catch whatever they found. But we do need work. With and Longbow's gonna like kind of touch you on the pocket where the contract is and says, "This stuff just doesn't happen. We got to put in some effort."
I don't know.
Where's the
Well, fellas, what's the plan then? How are we going to rustle up a little bit of work?
Mm. I know about everybody in this damn city. I could probably see what we got. Talk to a couple of my contacts. How do I go about doing that, Mike?
so this is part of the game they call prep, right? So in prep, the prep phase of the game, um, everybody gets one opportunity. They get to pick some place that they want to go, somebody they want to talk to, something they want to do to try to find information for work. You get to pick one uh, skill roll that you're going to make for it, and then based on the skill roll, whether or not you get information out. But the gist of it is that when you make that skill roll, you'll get to ask one of 4 specific questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I will make sure that I have right by checking my handy reference sheet. Um, so when everybody goes to do their prep action, they can try to find out what contracts are available, right? Like what jobs are out there needing to be done. What will a specific contract require, right? Like we know so and so is hiring for a job. What does that actually mean? What is the starting value of a specific contract? And then what, if any, competition is vying for that contract?
All right.
Um, um,
I was gonna suggest, look, Rigid, maybe you should figure out what all kind of work is out there, and then the rest of us can do a little recon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rigid will be able to find out about one possible job that's out there by doing a roll. If someone else
Uh,
wanted to do that, they would be able to find out about another possible job. So it's a trade-off between do you want to find more possible jobs or more deeper information about a job
Got it.
when everybody does
Okay.
their individual action. Um,
Gotcha.
just
in
for clarification for David, um, the Ubic network does have something called lifelines, which is sort of like if Facebook tried to create LinkedIn and then wound up turning it into like a gig economy jobs because the entire economy imploded.
Right.
And there's usually job listings that show up on there potentially also. So you could be in a position where you're using the Ubix specs to try to like find jobs there, besides just talking to people in town.
Okay.
Or in Enclave. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Katrina.
You said there's 4 questions. There's only 3 in the Legend Keeper. That's all.
Oh, did I not include one? Sorry, then.
Existence, specific, starting value are what's listed.
Oh, and then who the competition is the 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't edit that page, so just
Dope.
so you know.
So I
Can you
have
make a note about which page it was, so then I'll update it later.
Jobs prep work, red markets, jobs prep work.
So with my network,
yes.
okay, I was just I heard and I was like, so with me being a hustler, right? I can find
Mhm.
any. So does that mean I have to make a roll to find a job, or can I just say I want to go talk to the
If you decide to do it by networking, right? Like if you were to research
Yeah.
by like trying to do something in like on the Ubix network, that would be a different role. As a hustler, if you try to do it with networking, yes, you succeed. Like you will find somebody who is able to tell you information.
Yeah, no, I want to do it through networking. Like that's kind of
Okay.
my strength, right? Is that
Yeah.
I can find jobs without really having to do a role.
Yeah,
So
and that also comes into play for trying to buy and sell things.
Sorry, my God.
David's audio environment is a bit tumultuous this evening.
Yes. So if do you want to go ahead and do that, Casey? Because I can.
Yeah, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go ahead
Right.
and do that.
So to make it a little bit simpler,
Mm-hmm.
we said earlier on that you know some people in the group in the Enclave called the Shipping Hands, right? So they run the rail lines that come in and out of here. They manage like stuff that comes through here.
Mm-hmm.
One of those guys is a guy called the Conductor, right? And the Shipping Hands handle a lot of stuff. He is specific to the trains.
Gotcha.
And you can definitely find out that the Conductor is trying to hire for a job. The Conductor has something where he needs somebody to go out in what's left of Enid, Oklahoma, right? Like Enclave is on the edge of what used to be this town, to recover something for him.
So we're going back. Okay. So I'll be like, Mr. Conductor, my man, how you doing?
So I think this is a little bit more you finding out information about before going and actually talking to them, because that kind of skews into like the negotiation about the job.
Okay.
We haven't committed to the job yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I would tell you all, I was like, well, I got a buddy, got a friend over there, the Conductor. He's been looking for some people to go down to the south side, around about Eden, Oklahoma, recover some stuff. Need some more info, but I could probably talk to him. If you want to try to find out some more information on that.
That sounds mighty fine. Is that a dangerous area more than others, or?
I mean, everywhere out here is pretty dangerous, Deacon. You know that. But
That I do.
he seems like rumor mill says he needs it done, so he'll probably pay all right. But I need some more information.
Yeah, and you definitely like enough people off the Shipping Hands that like you've heard it from more than one person. You know it's definitely like this guy definitely has something he's trying to get accomplished.
Yeah.
Like there is word there.
Could I then so I have my profession minister, and I could the deacon just like going around like sort of on his rounds through elevation, just going to visit with people and like bringing food around and stuff, kind of ask around about this job a bit, see if it comes up, because maybe there's some folks in the shipping hands that he goes to visit.
Um,
Is that how that works?
yeah,
Or is
kind
it-
of.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it might not be somebody from the shipping hands that you end up talking to. There is a guy who's like he's one of the members of the chaff, right?
Mhm.
Who are sort of like the semi underclass of the Enclave. But there is a guy here who is in that group whose name is Kartik. And Kartik has helped organize the local ECEC, the Elevation Children's Education Center. But he used to be he used to work in the school system in Enid before the crash. And I'm right up. He is someone who he's actually able to come up with more information. He's like, oh, I've talked to him. He's asked me some questions about stuff because it was related to that particular job. The stuff he's trying to recover is actually in one of the elementary schools.
Gotcha. What do I roll? Because to ask the question.
It is you would roll plus profession minister.
Plus profession. Okay.
So it's
do I pick the question before or after?
I'm not sure. If you want to pick after, that's cool with me.
Okay. Let's see what I got. I got a +1, so it can be done.
Yeah.
Fail. I rolled a 7 under a 10.
Okay. So yeah, off the top of his head, he only knows he was asking about it because it had to do with one of the elementary schools that was out there. If you spend a will, you can flip those two numbers.
Mm-hmm. And when does will that's refreshes per session, right?
Yeah, you refresh your base number per set at the beginning of next session.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend that then.
Okay.
To flip that for a 10 over a 7.
Yes.
I have a +1, but that doesn't really.
11 over 7. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You did it. Yeah, he will be able to tell you that I'm not entirely sure what he was after. He was asking about stuff. But it was from oh shoot, I actually know the name of the actual real world elementary school to use if I look it up here. Not it.
One of the joys of using real world stuff.
Yes.
You get to just grab those names.
Yes. So yeah, he was talking Hayes Elementary here in Enid. It's the other side of Enid, so you'd have to go either through town or around it. But he was asking me a lot of questions about where the vending machines were.
Was he looking for Snickers?
I'm not sure what he's actually after there, but I worked in Kartik worked in the school district offices. He's and I know that particular school, right before the crash, they got brand new vending machines in the whole school. So I don't know. He may have a lead on something to do with those machines that's valuable.
I mean, hell, as long as he's not asking us to carry them out on our backs, I think that'll be all right.
Yeah, I shudder to think what anything that might be left in there would still be like today. 5 years. Well, I mean, 5-year-old Snickers is probably still a Snickers, but
That's right. Twinkies, maybe. All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kartik. Here's that basket of bread that Sister Chloe cooked up for y'all. Enjoy.
Oh, thanks. We'll make sure that the kids get some of it for lunches. So it's not last us a week.
Yeah, if you can get some flour out of the tight-fisted folks up top, then maybe you can make you a little gravy to go with that.
It's always tough to get resources out of them for a school. They're content with just using those downloadable education plans that the government puts out. And that stuff's no good. It's just bad. We'll talk about that stuff sometime. Kind of take the bread. It has become far, far worse. Yes.
Yep. It's it's like 80% propaganda, 20%
Yeah.
actual information.
A fair amount of it basically breaks down to like, here's why living under fascism is a good plan. Like that's
Don't you want to be protected? Yeah, okay, good.
yes, we'll keep you safe. That's why President Hunter had those 4 terms. That's like yes. So yeah, there's a little bit of information about like what actually is going to be involved, right? Like you're going to have to go to the opposite side of town. You're going to have to get into this elementary school or whatever it is they're after.
Yep. All right. Well, that I'm assuming we can just assume that all of this information is passed around.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
Are we all good learning more about this job, or do we want to find another job? Kind of gets texted out to the crew.
I'm okay learning about like a secondary job. If that's fine. I was thinking about just kind of listening into Bravo and see if that gets us anything.
Yep. I knew some
Okay.
people over there in the gun hands. I could ask around a little bit.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye on the Bravo guys.
Okay. Then I'll wait to hear what you find out.
I think for Mirtha, at this like bar thing, she's gonna take Puck and sit at a table near Bravo,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of Puck kind of pulls out a book that he's been like learning or been reading through,
Mm-hmm.
And
He's got like the
like
first 2/3 of like A Wrinkle in Time, and like sometime you're gonna have to find somebody who has done the other part.
we're gonna have to find the rest of it. Yeah, it's gonna be great. How he keeps all the stories in his head, I just don't know. But I kind of want to just maybe do like an awareness roll.
Cool.
I just skipped it. To kind of like the existence of it, or the existence of a job, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of trying to eavesdrop on Bravo team to see what they're talking about and if they talk about a job, right? And
Yeah.
like the success is like, oh yeah, of course they were talking about a job. So that's
yeah. Okay. That's very hard to read in this light. That is that was a 2 on my black and a 4 on my red. But I
okay.
have 3 in awareness. Does that matter?
I'm sorry, what was the red one again?
My red one was 4. My black one
Okay.
was 2.
So that makes it 5/4. So that's a
Okay.
success.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one, you do catch another person make a reference to Bobby, and like the lead guy, like kind of like grab him by the front of his like vest thing and be like, it's not our job to keep track of ghosts. And like kind of like shove him back on his heels. And as they continue talking, they will eventually mention I it's in too many spots now. Eventually one of them will mention Harold Carmichael. Well, I mean, haven't heard anything from the boss, meaning like the guy whoever's the person in charge of the gun hands. I believe they haven't heard from Janelle. Janelle Thompson is in charge of the gun hands. Like, but I assume we're going to need more work. We're going to need money. We're trying to help out here. And one of them will mention, like, yeah, well, I heard Harold Carmichael's looking for people. And then like 2 of them in response will chime in like, screw that guy. Screw that guy. That guy's an asshole.
Okay. Do I know anything about this dude?
He just has a rep for being like kind of a jerk in the Enclave as a whole.
Okay.
But yeah,
How does-
they will let slip that yeah, one of them will say, yeah, well, I mean, he's hiring for a closure contract and it's going to be easy work. And a closure contract is when somebody has identified a particular casualty who is someone out there that they want the bounty for. They want that specific casualty killed and their card pulled. They're like, it's going to be easy work. It's like, I don't care. I don't want to work for that guy.
Okay. So how does information like? So like David has the UBEC, but like the rest of us don't, right? Like
Yeah.
So it's going to find Longbow, right, to give him info.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to get back together, right, to kind of share notes and decide what Longbow should do next to support the team.
Yeah. So assuming that they already knew where that was going to be, after a bit,
there's only so many places in Elevation to go, right? Like,
right. We have to have our like haunt, right? The spot that we.
Yeah.
I mean, it could probably just be my shop that y'all keep coming in and out of, right?
Shop?
What shit do you got?
Yeah. What do you?
I thought
you have
we
a shop
agreed that
and you got sunglasses.
I got regular old sunglasses. I don't got no special. Like I figured that's just garbage.
Vote in the 13 colonies, man.
I thought we agreed on like I had a small little place in character creation. If not, then
I don't think you have a shop, but like people have like some place that they live, like because that's where part of your upkeep costs go towards.
Right.
So there's a place somewhere in Pallet Town where like we know like let's circle around and in an hour we'll round back up, right?
I'm sorry, Casey. I didn't mean to bust your balls. I was just
like,
he's got a fucking motor pool and a fucking helicopter.
I do not have a motor pool. I wish I had a helicopter.
I just feel like Casey's character in his head is like a drug kingpin.
Absolutely, he's absolutely not
millions of dollars.
Yeah, you know that like he's a wannabe drug kingpin.
Yeah,
he ain't nothing.
He is nothing.
Yeah.
The dealer down the street who makes you play Xbox with him for 3 hours before he'll let you leave.
Yes.
So Martha would go to find Longbaugh, Puck in tow. Puck seems like a kid that really just would like to keep his nose in a book. Even walking around here, and has learned to pay attention to his surroundings instead. Perhaps being scolded many times by Martha.
When not paying attention to your surroundings can get you eaten.
Yeah. So he's learning to be hyper vigilant about what is around him, which probably just makes the kid look like he has ADHD. But she'll go find Longbaugh, and Mr. Longbow.
Martha.
However you want me to pronounce it, David. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Longbow. What is it? It's Longbow, yeah.
Longbow. Okay. I would pronounce it correctly. Martha will pronounce it correctly. I will say it different ways every time because
no, you're fine.
That's me.
Make sure it's not long buff.
A buff, yeah. I was able to.
You guys, he's gonna shoot all of you, even the market.
Shoot the market.
Just start with the market, please.
Yeah, just work my way down. Oh, you got cash in hand. I'm fucking shooting it.
I listened to Bravo's conversation. They are certainly, well, the leader is certainly what is upset about losing Bobby Hill, it sounds like, and taking it pretty hard on everybody else.
Yeah, it's
here
pretty
dying
weak
like,
leadership.
hey!
This is some pretty weak leadership, if you ask me.
Being an asshole to the rest of the people on your team, because
everybody knows the risks.
Yeah. You're not wrong. But the job they were talking about wasn't the one that involved Bobby. I don't know if you have heard of Harold Carmichael. He's kind of a jerk around these parts.
Sure, I've heard the name before.
Yeah. Um, he is apparently looking around for a closure contract, and I don't know if that's something that is up our alley to our speed.
Seems like something we could be pretty good at.
Yeah, I think so. That doesn't sound like it's coming from Alpha though. That sounds like it's or coming from the gun hands. That seems like it's probably coming from this gentleman himself.
Okay. I can poke around a little bit, see if I can't find out some more details, and then we can kind of come together as a group and make a decision. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'm taking Puck over to the congregation, so I'm sure that's where Deacon will be.
I'll see y'all there in a little bit.
Okay.
I got in mind somebody I can talk to.
Good luck.
Old Longbow here, he's gonna go and check in with some of the criminal connections, criminality that I've got in here. So, this old Harold Carmichael, he probably has. I have the skill in criminality, so I'm probably gonna be like able to do some snooping or some B&E type stuff to find a little note here about maybe who Mr. Carmichael is looking for. Sorry, details we can ask for. That there is a job. We have that information.
Right. So what will the contract likely require? What's the equilibrium price? Like, what's the base price for what it's supposed to pay? And what competition is there? Are all out there on the table? Let's ask.
I think I want to figure out the base pay, because I think that Longbow kind of set the tone here. Is like it's about filling that piece of paper so that we can all get out of the situation. So he's going to be mostly interested in the what is the likely payout of this job, not necessarily what it involves or who else is competing for it. So to use criminality to find that kind of information, is that I'm going and talking to people, or am I going to commit crime in order to find this information? I'm fine with either. I just want to know that flavor text how I'm gonna go about this.
Yeah, let's try to take a look. Criminality.
And Longbow looks
characters
like
general knowledge of bad behavior. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
If someone needs to pick a lock, spot a pickpocket, or figure out which one is the gang leader, those are all criminality checks.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe maybe I just know a lot about closure contracts, or the kinds of closure contracts that a guy like Harold would go for, or maybe I just full on get a little peek through his window and catch a sight of some documents or something on his desk. Something along those lines.
Yeah, that might be a good one. Like kind of showing up and snooping through his window and like, oh, look, he happens to be trying to talk to somebody on Ubik to try to, see what they would take for this job.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and figure out how much this job is worth to him, base pay.
Okay.
Red is 40, black is 10.
Oh, well, you can't beat a 40.
No, sorry, red is 4. My apologies. It's the 10s die. So red is 4, black is 10.
Yes. Okay, cool. That's a success. Yeah, I think as you're there, you're snooping around, you happen to you figure out where Carmichael lives, right? He's got a little bit of a nicer place here in the Enclave, a little bit more room to it. It's not in Pallet Town. It's a little farther away. Kind of up the hill, so it's not all the rain sloughs downward.
Man, he's dry bed even in the rain.
Yeah, right? You're able to peek in through the window, and he has a Ubik tablet that's folded up on one of those it has the wraparound keyboard cover.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got the font size jacked up pretty big, so you can see him there.
He doesn't wear glasses, but he probably should.
Yeah, he doesn't
Kind of
want to
thing.
look like somebody in glasses. He's
Right.
vain like that.
Right.
And also, who's going to make the glasses for him when this is the world, right? Like,
Right. Right. Yeah,
maybe
fair.
that's another job he should be sending people on. It's
Find me
go
some
yeah.
prescription glasses.
Find me an optometrist
-475.
office. Get me the right thing. Yeah. Find me the clear vision contacts that haven't rotted away in the last 5 years.
Yes.
Yes. So it is a scarce market. Closure work is specialized, and while Carmichael holds a lot of sway in town, he has a history of underpaying contractors that aren't part of his kind of immediate group. The way it works out is that they pre-fill it, but the value of a contract is based on a die roll. So right now that contract is black 5 and red 4, which means depending on the negotiation, base price is going to be 5 bounty for the job plus other stuff that may happen, or it may be 9 bounty for the job plus other stuff that gets added on.
Wow.
It depends on how the negotiation plays out.
Okay. Cool. Then yeah, Longbow is gonna kind of slink on back, make sure that nobody of real import saw me kind of snooping, and then make my way back to the crew, and go to the deacon's place where the flock is.
I don't think nobody of importance saw you, but as you're headed back, you end up slinking by where Rocky Road Recovery Service have their they drive a imagine if a black metal band had an ice cream truck.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they have that parked here inside the enclave right now because they're not actually from Elevation. They're from one of the other nearby enclaves. But they're parked there and they have a little campfire going, and as they all see you coming by, they all bark
Yeah.
as they see you.
Sweet. Sweet. I think that Longbow probably understands the dog situation, and so whichever one is the biggest. Here, let me look at the Rocky Road Recovery Service real quick. Biggest guy, I think, is the one on the right. With the
Yeah, I
mustache?
think so. I'm trying to pull it back up here. Yeah.
Mr. Cross.
Yes. Cross
Right.
with the mustache, and he actually has a circle tattooed around his eye.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. He looks like a puppy eye patch situation. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that Longbow is just gonna dead eye that guy, and I'm just gonna ignore the rest of his mutts as I kind of walk by, and probably make even a little show of the taking a picture thing just to needle it a little bit on my way by and see how that sets with the recovery service.
I think the guy who has the glasses, they're most of the way down his nose, and he's got this bleached, spiked up hair. He will kind of stand there, and as he stops, he's got a baseball bat that he puts back across his shoulders and just hangs his hands over the ends, and just watches you go.
Cool.
Which even doing that makes my shoulders hurt. So cool.
Right. Yeah.
Ow.
Cool. Yeah. Little SLC punk situation. Good. I like it. Yeah. I'm gonna make my way back to the crew before I go into the deacon's tent. Though I'm gonna give it a beat and just see if they're following me.
No.
Okay. And then I'll go in. I didn't want to bring trouble into the tent.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Good.
I think the deacon is probably has let me see, brother Avery and sister Chloe in here, kind of doing a little bit of not last rites necessarily but saying a word about Bobby, because nobody else really seems to give enough of a shit to do that. And so as you're walking in, you probably catch him, reading a little scripture. He comes up there and he's got a book, the Bible that he's holding, but it's not open. It's like closed, and he's just got it right here, and he's saying, and he says, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. And so we hope for the soul of dear Bobby, that he may find his way to the Lord."
I'm gonna lean in to the person next to me. Maybe that's Mirtha. I said, "Are we still on this Bobby kid? It wasn't even ours."
Sister Chloe was making a connection with him and is a little overwhelmed, and Deacon's just trying to make sure that everything's okay. And it's good, good for Puck to see something like that.
I suppose it is. Okay.
You find out anything?
I did. I'm gonna kind of like look over at Rigid and the Deacon and just kind of make eye contact with everybody, and then go sit someplace, and I'll start filling you in on what I found out, Martha.
Good.
And as everybody
that-
comes over, I'll fill everybody in on what I think the take could be for Harold Carmichael. Somewhere between 5 and 9 bounty, depending on how things go on his job.
Well, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It wasn't lighting up. Mike, what do I know about Carmichael through networking, other than like what he says? Like he's tremendously bad at paying.
Yeah, he has a tendency to not pay out the way he was supposed to. He has like a general like that guy's like the jerk of the enclave, like for no reason. Like sure, like the gun hands have an attitude because they're the gun hands. We defend everybody, right? Kind of scenario. This guy is just like kind of, before the crash, he was like a lawyer or something, and he's just like feels like that he's still entitled to be treated specially because, well, before all this, I was special, so I am special. So.
Oh, you'll see Rigid be like, "Oh, that motherfucker, such a pain. Oh, he's such a pain."
Well, when he pays well.
If he pays well, if he pays at all.
Well, no payment is not an option.
Right.
So,
Well,
What did you
have
find
this?
out?
Yeah, I apologize.
What
Go ahead.
about this other job? It's in an elementary school down in South Enid. Something about vending machines. We might be grabbing parts, or I doubt we're going to be carrying. Well, we ain't carrying the whole things out on our backs. That's for damn sure. But, you know, but I mean, it seems it probably about as dangerous as you'd expect. We got to get there, and it's a school. People might be some folks in there and
right.
what have you, but
Well,
if it's per unit, it could pay better. From what I can tell, I'm not sure.
on top of that, I got a personal connection. I've been dealing with these guys since I got here. Hell, it's how I got here. So they're gonna pay, and I'm hearing that he's really looking for guys to go do this.
Oh, there's certainly a lot of things we could get from a school that's outside of the
Just
job.
Incidentally, yeah.
That would be very good to get.
I think, to my gut feeling, I think this closure job is a good plan B. But I think we should talk to this fella about the vending machines.
Another little wrinkle to consider. I don't know if you've all had a run-in with the Rocky Road Recovery Services yet, but they were giving me quite the stink eye this afternoon on my way back. I think if we run into them, they may be a problem.
They're just some odd cats. I mean,
No, I
Oh,
think
yeah, they're weird,
they're dogs.
but they've been.
good
They
point.
They were
took an
wolves
interest
earlier.
in me. They took an interest in me more than other crews have.
Well, we really can't let them stop us from working on a job, and they might be involved one way or the other, regardless of the job we do.
I need to step away for a second, guys. I'm so sorry.
Can we take a break?
Do we want to take a break?
Yes, now is a good time to take a break. So we'll take 10 minutes. We'll come back about 1:30. And
Yep.
we'll see everybody then.
Nice.
Buttons. Hi, everybody. How's it
Hey.
going? We are back. Took
So
a little extra time.
yeah,
So-
sorry about the extended away on my end. I think we're all good now. I think I'm gonna be okay, and that we can finish out the night. Maybe we can't, cause kiddo's still awake.
Really? That's
so we'll
okay.
We'll see. I did my level best to get him to go to sleep in 10 minutes, and that's not. He needs more than
Not
that.
panning out so far. So we may take another break in a little bit. All right. That's
Yeah. So I apologize about that up front, but yeah, I think when we were leaving for break, we were kind of deciding between going for the elementary school and the other thing, right?
yeah, the other one was like the
Yeah.
closure contract where they had one specific zombie casualty that they wanted to have killed and have proof brought back.
That's right. Okay. Thanks for that, because I needed a little refresher of where we left off. And so yeah, Longbow would say, I think either job we'd be good at. We've got some. Maybe it's easier to be quieter if we're not hunting a specific casualty.
Right.
Maybe hold on to that one for later.
About it. I'm more preference to the school anyway. We can find more stuff, probably find some more casualties to sell the bounty off, and probably find some other things in that school that some of these good people could need that we could sell.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's a school, and I know that there's a gentleman down in the chaff that is
I was just
trying.
talking with Mr. Kardik about just this very job, and yeah, I mean, we could probably, if we find some books, I'm sure they'd be appreciated. I didn't talk about anything specifically with him, but I mean, even just as anything's better than whatever the common greater core, whatever it is now, or whatever the hunter youth, whatever they got rolling now out of the recession.
That one was too close to the bone. Wow.
That was a deep
okay.
cut, even. Shit. So I don't know if it's a bunch of stuff that we're gonna want to be selling, but maybe donating to
Right.
right, Deacon?
Yeah, I mean, donate. I mean, Mr. Kardik's he's a real friendly feller. I mean, he might throw us a few bounty or something if we do him a good job. I can go talk to him before we leave and see if there's any. I'd like to bring him something regardless. Just that's me personally, but I mean, if we can get a couple bounty out of it, that's all the better.
Hey, I'm not gonna get in y'all's way.
And I
I'm
mean, it
always
ain't nothing
looking
to
for-
carry just a couple books, you know. And
I'm
they don't
always
need a
looking for
whole
books
set.
for Puck. Yeah, I'm looking for stuff for Puck always.
Okay.
So do we want to go maybe see who was that who's putting on this school job?
It was the conductor.
The conductor. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I can't complain about his naming convention.
Would be odd
Strong
coming from
name.
you. Mhm.
Strong name.
Clear, it's
Well,
decisive.
Speaks to you,
Yeah.
huh? Speaks
Speaks to me.
your
Speaks to
language.
me. Speaks to me.
Sure does, Deacon.
I can respect a man whose life is his work.
He got us out here, so I guess I'll go talk to the man.
Okay.
Y'all are in
Yeah.
agreement?
So
Is
yes, you're able to get in touch with people from the shipping hands to arrange a meeting with the conductor. The conductor is he oversees the train stuff, but he's a very like technically overseeing all the train stuff. Like there's like a very engineering bent to him in terms of how all that stuff operates and what he's trying to oversee and do.
All
Um,
right.
So going in and seeing the conductor brings us to our next like interesting angle of red markets, which is that they turn negotiating your job into its own little mini game.
Of course.
So I have a negotiation sheet here, which has a bunch of different places for like how things can end up here and all that kind of stuff that affects how much the job will actually end up paying. So I
Right.
have 2 dice that
I'm
are sitting
looking.
on it to mark the starting points for you guys as you're trying to negotiate and the client as they're trying to negotiate. You're trying to get more money out of them and they're trying to get you to do it for less. Ta-da. So what will happen is the scene is set as Rigid and the conductor are there in the conductor's workspace. They'll be having this conversation. In between rounds of this conversation, where you'll make checks, there will be the ability to run what are called scams, which is that everybody who's not in that room having that conversation can do something else to manipulate the negotiation, right? Whether that's convincing competition to not take the job, finding out information about the client, because the client, just like a character, has a weak spot, a soft spot, and a tough spot. Um, and then the client is able to use your spots against you. And then some clients, they'll have something that they'll try to offer as like to sweeten the pot, right? To try to manipulate what's going on. So to lead off any negotiation, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
Rigid arriving here to see the conductor. The conductor who's been like working on a piece of equipment. He like has this like sort of dirty rag because he's got to get like grease off his hands. Like shake your hand as you're here to see him.
How you doing? It's all right. You don't have to clean your hands. We're all working men here, aren't we?
It's like no, there's talking to do now. This will wait till later. Get back to this. Don't worry about it. But I hear you and your guys. Your what do you call it? Like
What are we guard?
the
I-
Really
incidentals.
The incidentals. I kept wanting to say the expendables.
well, I mean, there's a reason.
Yeah, the incidentals. Yeah, we heard you need a
Okay.
job.
Yeah. No, I got some stuff I need to get pulled out of like Hayes down at Hayes Elementary. There's some stuff that I got to get out of there. Want to have it brought back here, so I'll be able to use it to help around the enclave. So at this point, we start off the negotiation. Rigid, you will make a leadership check.
Okay.
So it is your black die plus your leadership score versus your red die.
Okay. So +2 on that.
Okay.
5, 6, 7 over 2.
Okay. So that's a success.
Yep.
So
Nice.
that is so because you succeed, there's a number of rounds that everybody goes back and forth here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you succeed, you get to know how many rounds. And if you don't succeed, conversation may just end in the middle, like before
Gotcha.
everybody gets to do anything. But with a 7, okay, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Rounded down is 3 rounds.
Okay.
So there will be enough time in between rounds for everybody to do one scam.
Oh,
God.
okay.
So
So 3 rounds means each of us gets to do one scam, but not a fourth scam or a fifth scam.
Right.
Okay.
So we make the
Cool.
leadership roll here. There'll be a round of negotiation. There'll be a scam, a round of negotiation, a scam, and then we'll round up the whole thing. Actually, I think so. I think that's it. Anyway, sure, that's it. I'll double check it for next time to be clear, but yes. Yes. So, basically each of your charm skills here, Casey, can be used in a different way to try to find some information out. Networking.
Well, that was an automatic success type situation.
Yeah, sorry. Negotiation charm skills. Networking. Roll a check to find a contract or find out about it. Total failure means undercutting to as a favor. Persuasion. If you succeed in a persuasion check, it's +1 sway or defense against opponent's sway if heads up.
I would like to use persuasion.
Yeah, there's also ways to use intimidation, which is like basically you threaten to walk out of the conversation. Like,
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah. Sensitivity is used to try to read their spots, but you'll have to sacrifice a turn if you do it. Deception is to lie about the crew's ability in order to improve your sway on the chart when you make changes on the chart. So yeah, right now you guys are sitting on buyer's market, which is that you'll only get paid the black value for the job, which is 5 bounty. Not great. So yes, we want to negotiate with this person to try to improve your standing, to try to bring in more money for this job. So
right.
what is a way that you would like to try to interact with this person to do that?
Let's do persuasion.
Okay.
He would be like, so come on, man, like, you kind of know how we are, you know how we work, like, hey man, give me some more details here. Tell me what we need to do. Help me, help you. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, for his turn, he is going to sacrifice his turn. He basically ends up like, having that conversation kind of like leading up to that point where he's kind of like, what have you guys been doing? How long have you guys been out here? He's feeling you out for information about you and the crew.
Gotcha.
So he will not be making a roll in opposition to you this round.
All right. So what do I got to roll to get it to go up?
Yeah, you will roll persuasion.
Okay. Persuasion. Now, do I get that +1 or do I need to succeed first?
You add whatever your persuasion is to the black die.
Okay. Which is 2. Okay, let's go. Let me re-roll that because they fell off my table. Oh no! I got a 10 on the red die and a 1, so 3 on the persuasion. I'm gonna go ahead and use my will and flip that.
Okay, good call. All right, so yeah, I mean, he hears you. He's been around you before. He understands that, like, you worked with people that he knows. You're talking his language. You're trying to express that, like, we're here to try to help. We're doing the thing. So that moves you up the track. So right now, if you succeed, the contract is at value, which is it has the black and red values for the job. So right now, the job is worth 15. So it went from a 5 to a 15.
Nice.
Good news, right? And then we kind of get to like pause that scene there and cut to somebody else. So yes, for everybody else, you're able to do what's called a scam, right? So you're going to be able to do one skill roll, and based on what you do, that will help Casey in the next roll that he has to make. So if you can find something that you can do, like I'm going to research around town about this person, I'm going to go over to where Rocky Road Recovery Service is, and I'm going to beat them up so they can't take the contract from us.
Is that who wants it?
We'll have
Is
to
it
find
them?
out. We don't know.
How do we find out?
We had to do the earlier stuff to find out who all the competition is. We didn't do the earlier stuff.
So we can't do that because we don't know who wants the job.
Right.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm assuming.
The book says intelligence gathering. The scammer learns when the client spots, or price manipulation. The scammer's actions add bounty to the equilibrium price equal to the natural black of their check.
Okay.
The specifics of each method vary based on the skills of the character and the creativity. The skills of the character and the creativity of the player.
Cool.
All right. So I would like to. Longbow he's gonna skulk around these rail yards where the shipping hands do their thing, and I wanna see if I can't figure out this guy's weak spot. So I'm gonna maybe dig through his trash, maybe do some snooping. I could see that being like a criminality or a. Well, I'd like it to be a criminality because I'm looking through stuff I'm not supposed to be looking through. But I could also see it being like a research type situation.
So it's kind of like Blades, and like whatever you can justify it being, like
Yep.
it can be, as long as it's +1 or can't be done.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd like to skulk around, do some snooping, and figure out if I can't suss out what this guy's weak spot is.
Okay.
What's his secret that he doesn't want us to know? All right, so my red die is a 5, my black die is an 8, and I have a 2 on criminality, so it would have been a 10 on the black.
Okay, so that's a success.
Okay, sweet. Every time it comes up, I'm like, I forget which one needs to be low.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm losing, maybe I'm winning. I don't know. It looks like I'm winning.
Well, and then like when you start adding the numbers onto it, and like, are they the same number? Like there's several permutations to go on there to keep track of.
Got it. Okay, good.
Yes, so between like flipping through like oh this is like his trash, and let's see what's in here for like abandoned documents, and like maybe talking to somebody else that you know about him, like from some of the information that was in there. His weak spot is called elitist nerd. He is a very technical person, and he does not trust people who don't have engineering technical knowledge chops.
Good. Yeah, so I will have fed that to my man Rigid, so that he knows to drop some jargon.
Yeah.
Talk about spanners and torque and.
Yeah, it says he especially distrusts leaders who tell their followers to do things that they don't know how to do themselves.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will have fed that to my man, so he knows this little angle to take.
Cool.
So +1 sway to him, I think is what happens, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, back there in the room, Casey.
Right, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna use that in my advantage real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How do I show them? So I guess we would be talking for a little bit, and Rigid would be like, man, you know what I don't even like, my man?
What?
Well, people people out here telling other people, what they need to do, like them alpha guys, right? I got way more respect for Bravo. I mean, hell, even I'm going out there with my team to, get out there in the muck to do this job. It's not like I'm gonna be sending them out there and I'm gonna be sitting here collecting the bounty. It just bugs me that people do that. Them grain people up there think they can control us, you know. I don't know. It just bugs me real bad. And I'm using sensitivity to try to get him to see it. I guess what
So
I'm trying to do is show him that
in
I'm.
in in negotiation,
Uh
sensitivity would be if you wanted to read his weak, soft, or tough
Okay.
spot. Um, like you would use the sensitivity, but you would sacrifice this round doing it. Spoiler, that's what he did last round.
All right.
So using that, like you can use that with persuasion. You can use that with,
Okay.
deception.
Well, I'm not being deceptive. I'm actually am going to go out there and with them, and I'm trying
Yeah,
to, show them that we're worth it, right? That we are better than the average bear, right? And they have
yep.
somebody who's willing to go the extra mile.
And you're a hands-on leader. You're
Yeah.
not some like ivory tower fucking
Kind of.
don't even
Yeah.
know what it means
Gonna
to be over
sit
the
in the
wall.
top of the grain elevator with my little white gloves on, and be like, "No, go fetch me a thing."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're out there with the crew. You're doing your thing. Yeah.
All right. So is that like a +1 plus my persuasion, or
So it will be in a second. I think his play is that I trust that you guys can do this job. You've done other jobs before. It's like, but kind of get this feeling that like you're a little like like you flash a lot of weed around. And that stuff's expensive. You can't just be giving that away to people. That's coming from someplace. I know you're bringing it into the guys here. So basically, he's going to call you on Head in the Clouds.
The clouds.
So
Alright.
he will. That was his last round was discovering one of your spots. He's going to try to
Yeah.
persuade you on this one, and he has a bonus on his sway from your Head in the Clouds spot.
Okay, so is it just a roll off at this point?
So you'll roll, and then you'll move on the track, and then he'll roll, and he'll move on the track, and then it's if they collide on the track, then we see where things push and pull to. It turns
Okay.
into a tug of war.
Alright. So it's what? +3 or +2 for me?
You are
On my
plus the skill that you're using,
hmm
but you're gonna get like an extra level of outcome from
Okay.
David's assistance before.
Ooh, that's good. What are you? I can't tell. That's a 6. Okay.
Is it a 9? Is it a 6?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, I had to look, and I'm like, what are you? What are you? Yes, it's a 6. So I got a 8, 9, 10 on the black, 6 on the red.
Okay, so that's success for you. That's 2 slots on the chart, right? So right now, if
Mhm.
you get what you're after, that counts as hazard pay, which is really good, right? Like
Yep.
that's way up to chart. His roll fails, but he did still have the spot, so he does still move by 1 because he had the +1 sway. So right now, if you come out of this where you're at, it's hazard pay, which
hmm
is the full 15. Uh, agrees to add the crew's break point to the price, and then he will pay you extra money for every leg of travel that you have to do there and back for every taker in the crew.
Ooh, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Can you say that again? I'm so sorry.
We're up
I'll
to
bet.
hazard pay, so we're getting paid for the trip.
But that's not set in stone yet. That's
Right.
just like
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, there's still one more heads up round, and then the conclusion of the negotiations, and two more scams in between.
I think for my scam, and let me know if this doesn't actually fit, but I think for mine, I would want to do some price manipulation.
Okay.
But I was thinking of the way I wanted to do that was to go back and talk to Kardec about like getting him some books or something to like get us paid more. But I don't know if that actually counts because that's like a different person.
I think that's usually handled separately. Like there's usually
Okay,
if
okay.
you find X haul of stuff at the place, it's worth amount of bounty if we find somebody to
Gotcha.
sell it
Okay,
to.
yeah.
You just know that if that's books, like you sell it to Kartik, right? Because
Mhm.
he's part of the education
Okay.
collective there.
I'll go for some intelligence gathering then. We know his weak spot, right?
Yeah. So he still has a soft spot and a tough spot.
I want to find out his soft spot.
Okay.
Well, you know it's model trains, that fucker.
Oh, it's model. Would that dude from Bravo team know anything about this guy, or is that just way too out there? Because the deacon's just not really ready to let that one go.
Which dude from Bravo
the
team?
one that like pushed Sister Chloe.
Sister Chloe?
Yeah.
Probably not. Like he's from the Gun Hands, and they're like a separate
All right.
like faction.
Yeah, the Bible says to forgive, not forget, so we'll just keep that one in the back pockets.
I mean, we're gonna throw this guy off the top of the grain elevator, aren't we?
Wow, that went places. Like, no, we don't have to do that.
That elevated quickly.
Right?
Sorry.
You know what happens outside the walls is just it is what it is. But
guys, no.
There's no laws left. There's no laws here.
But yeah, okay. So I think maybe. How would I find out about? I think. I think maybe because maybe just like awareness is what I'd kind of like to like. Maybe just listening around to see if anybody's like maybe hanging around, like helping out to move some stuff.
Hang around around the rail yards type area where there's
yeah, like maybe I'm picking something up for somebody or helping somebody carry something, and just kind of like keeping an ear out for anything.
Okay.
That is a 9/7.
9/7, and you were going for the price manipulation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the information you'll get is that he's hoping to get those sensors he's hoping to get sensors that can be attached to the train tracks. And that would be used to help keep things more secure and to know what's going on when there is trade, when there are trains traveling between here and other enclaves. Like there's trains that can make it to Trabajo, which is probably how like I know Mirtha and Bridget are both familiar with like Trabajo's out there in Colorado, and they're also on a train line. Yeah. I think, but that was a 9.
Yeah, price manipulation is fine. Yeah. Okay. If that makes sense, I don't. If not, just one of his spots. But if price manipulation works like that, then sure, let's add 9.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. So that's that.
All right.
So, would you slip that like I know about the sensors?
That's how it kind of works. Like,
okay,
we gather information that you take. Yeah.
Like you basically already have all this information. It's just like flashing back to when we went to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
to explain why you're about to drop this bomb in the discussion, it's like, look, man, I know it's all about sensors.
Right. So we would be talking. And I'd be like, look, man, let's just kind of cut to the brass tacks of it. Look, You've been hemming and hawing. I know it's about sensors. I know you want to see the trains come and going and security. So come on, man. Let's work on this price now. Let's keep working on this price. My
All right,
crew's
all right.
well, good crew.
Like you keep saying that, All right, I'll take it. Um,
I mean, we found out. Come on
you
now.
find out, like, and if you can find these things, like they are legitimately, these are like important things. And I know, like, there's going to be other people out there who want them. So, like, yeah, like I want them more than I want you to sell them to somebody else. So, like, yeah, I'll throw in another not bounty.
Okay. We
That makes
getting
it.
somewhere.
See,
We
that makes
get,
everything nice. So it divides out between 4 people. It's even better. All right.
For
we're
how much
getting there.
bounty?
It adds
That brings
9.
the total right up now to 24, unless things start getting knocked back down. But it's 9 extra. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to write stuff down as it happens.
Okay.
That's
So,
all.
Okay.
like, what's the next roll for this to try to get it to go even higher?
It would be another one of your charm skills. Um, Persuasion, intimidation, deception
I think I want to do
are
persuasion
basically
because
the options. Yeah.
that's the thing. I like this guy. He likes me. We know each other. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, right?
hmm
So I'll be like, hey, look, man, we got to go into a pretty scary. You got us going into a school. You know about the vectors out there. We've seen some pretty nasty stuff, man, coming out of Colorado. So can we get a little more out of this? I mean, we got to go into that school, man. We don't know what's there. I'm also need to recover my guys if I lose them. Bullets are not cheap, as we know. Even carpet armor ain't cheap once it's damaged. I
Yeah,
got
I
all
think
this
he
cost.
goes poker face on it, right? Like he's like, and that's part of your job. That's what you guys do. That's how that operates. So,
Okay.
he's using deception this round.
All right. So let me roll my persuasion real quick.
Yep.
So far, so good. Let's see. So what happens on a tie?
Are they even or odd?
They are odd.
That is a critical failure.
How do I not
Oh
do
my
that?
God.
So you can spend 1 will, which will turn a critical failure into a regular failure.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna take my last will.
Wait, before you do that,
Hold on.
does Will?
Every session.
Okay, just want to
Yeah.
Yeah.
make
So,
sure.
yeah, let's go ahead and just take the lump. I just want to take the small lump.
Do you want me to give you an extra will, Casey?
No.
Because I can hit your tough spot and you'll get another will.
What's my tough spot again?
Your tough spot is that he says to you, well, I mean, I know that the greasers, who are like some subgroup within the
Uh-huh.
they're a subgroup within his group. Like they handle like a lot of like the sketchy illegal type stuff. Like not that there's laws to begin with, but like the extra sketchy things. Like
Right.
they would be the ones who are like, oh, you're bringing weed in, like you're talking to the greasers in the process. And he would just say like, I know you owe the money, which I'm allowed
Yeah.
to just do to you once a session anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
So yeah.
I know you owe the greasers 7 bounty for all that weed you've been flashing around.
All right. No need to get all personal, man. Come on. I'm just trying to do the best for my team, my friend. No need to be
So yeah, you get a will point back for
cool. All right.
that. But yeah, you owe 7 bounty to somebody.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
I like this game.
Do you like this game?
It's a fun game.
But yeah, you can make your persuasion check, and then I'll do his deception check once we're done there.
Oh, so I can re-roll.
Oh, sorry,
it
you
again.
sorry, no, you
Yeah.
did your persuasion check, and that's
Yeah.
when you ran out of willpower. That's why we did the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you make your persuasion check. He goes poker face on it. 9 over 5. So He has 1 sway, you have 0 sway, so originally I believe moves 1 to the left. So yeah, he's like, I'm not buying it. I know you owe those other guys money. There's a thing, we're back down to labor. Hazard pay has been knocked back down to labor. So that is 15 bounty plus your break point plus the extra 9.
What does that equal?
I'd have to double check you guys' break point.
Oh, that's just
That
like the
is
stuff we have to pay every.
12 plus 3 is 15. So that would be 39 total.
Okay, but basically we're at 15,
Yeah.
right? Because those other things
That's
are
fine.
always a thing, right?
You're
What's
at
that? So 24.
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah. The thing we're not getting at the moment is the like pay per each leg of the journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, give me something good so I can come back.
Right.
Yeah, especially because somebody's going to undercut your price potentially, and that's going to bring you down another notch on the chart.
Jesus Christ.
So we know his weak spot, right?
You know his weak spot. You have not done soft spot or tough spot.
I thought we knew this. Do we not know this?
No, I ended up doing price manipulation instead.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
We know he's an elitist nerd.
Elitist nerd, like many of us. I think that Mirtha wants to get more information on this guy, and would do so by being stealthy and listening for info, kind of staying close to his little hovel.
They do also call out in here like foresight is an option too. I don't know if people have that one. So.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Just check.
Mm-hmm.
So which
stealth or awareness would be mine.
Okay. So are you trying to figure out his soft spot or tough spot?
His tough spot.
Okay. Yeah, then you can skulk around the enclave to try to find out some stuff here around the rail yards.
Should I use awareness or stealth?
Whichever one you want for now.
Fantastic. I got 10s on both dice.
That's critical success.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
Double
Batman.
numbers, even. Ta-da! Yeah, so what you're able to figure out is that this guy, he tries to protect the people who are in the shipping hands as much as he can, especially the people who have to like mess with the actual train lines. So he wants whatever these sensors that are trying to come, he's trying to get out of the elementary school to try to make sure that like the rail lines are going to be safe for the people who have to work on them. But he's also in a position where like he knows that the other factions would try to do something else with them, and that would leave his people in a dangerous spot. So his tough spot is enclave politics. He's trying to get you guys to do it because it's dangerous, but he's also afraid that if word gets out, another crew's going to go try to grab it and like sell it to somebody else.
Okay.
So he's like on a timetable to find somebody to do it before too many people talk.
Okay. So yeah, that's the info I bring back.
Yes.
Or let you know.
All right, so as a mechanic, Mike, could I use that to keep him from giving it to other people, like to keep me from being undercut?
So I think the practical upshot there, since it was a critical success, is that when you make your next check, you'll add 2 sway to it.
Okay. So what do I want to say to this guy? Be like, look, can I call you Mr. Can I call you Mr. Conductor? Mr. Conductor.
No. Mr. Conductor was my father.
Ah, so just the conductor.
I thought we were at Shining Time Station. That's what I thought happened.
Look, I came to you for this job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't cut. But I came in with all this information already. Now, and that's just little old me. That means people are talking. And I know this is important for the safety of the trains and the people you work for, but we know we live in a cutthroat society. Somebody's going to use these for something else. That's why you're sending people like me out there. So come on, man. Let's come back to the table. Let's work out a deal, and maybe we keep this on the down low. If the price is good enough, you don't have to worry about anything. You know this.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna try to stonewall again.
he's gonna try to what?
So he's gonna try to stonewall again. It's like, well, yeah, but I could have somebody else do it and something. But like,
And
yeah, you definitely have him against a wall. You know that,
right?
And you can tell that he is like trying to play the poker face.
Right. Okay. So I'm rolling persuasion on this one because I'm doing it in a matter of fact way, not an intimidation way. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, guys, do me right. I'm gonna use my will to flip that because I got a 10 on my red and a 1 on my black. So we're gonna just go ahead and use that last one.
Okay. All right.
We're just gonna go ahead and flip those and make that a 12.
So bear in mind here, you have +3 sway. Just remember that for me because I have to do more math.
+3 sway.
I have to do dice now. Yes. So he tries to use deception to do a poker face to just be like, I don't care what you say. I am definitely not here with my back against the wall. Which comes up as a critical success for him.
Boo!
So that is 2 sway for him, 3 sway for you. So everything moves 1 sway in your favor. So you are back to hazard pay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Hazard pay is pretty solid.
So now we make one last leadership check.
Oh, for the love of all that's holy.
How much more money does Casey owe somebody?
What have I done in the last couple of games to have so much like pain thrown at me? I got shot with a
if you owe people money, you can flip your dice again.
You know what you did? You said, I'm going to be the leader on these negotiations, which
This
means
is true.
you're the lightning rod for
I'm
all.
the lightning rod.
To be fair, Casey didn't say he wanted to be the leader on the negotiations. Everybody else said, Casey, you're the negotiator.
Yep.
You're the negotiator. Cool. All right, I can do it.
You know what? He didn't say no.
I didn't say no. I could have said no.
Say no.
That's right.
All right, so what do we do for this final roll?
So the last one here is a leadership roll. And it is just based on how it goes either. So there is actually the potential here for you to bring this up to 100% markup.
Oh, come on. And so it's my leadership, so +2?
Yeah, so leadership added onto your black die, hopefully higher than the red die.
Hell yeah, Batman, I got a 10. I got a 10 on my black die.
What was the red one?
12. 8.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then we come up to 100% markup.
Woo!
This is the only mission that we're ever going to get paid on. From now on, it is like...
Because all we're going to do, we're going to role play out all the fallout of us doing something stupid in Elevation. And we're going to have 1,000 jobs that have no money attached to them.
Yeah, that we have to do. Yeah, we're gonna end up owing somebody something, and we're gonna do 4 months worth of jobs. And then we'll get back to doing jobs.
That doesn't
paid
sound like
amazing.
us.
It's
That
good.
doesn't
It's
sound
good
like
that we're
us.
on the 100% markup for the first job.
Yep.
Because the one of us who survives is going to make a lot of money.
This is the vase with holes in it.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
This
So,
is where
It goes okay. You know, it goes fine.
it goes fine.
It goes better than expected. We end up with a gun axe.
Gun axe, yeah.
so the mission itself, getting through Enid out to where this Hayes Elementary is 2 legs, which is basically like 2 amorphous stretches of distance in which an encounter will happen.
Mhm.
2 legs out, 2 legs back. At Hayes Elementary, before the crash happened, they got these brand new vending machines. The vending machines have a transmitter in them. They are Ubic connected vending machines. So they were able to report back what was in the vending machine across the Ubic network. And they never had to have like, the guy comes on Tuesday. It's like, no, guy comes whatever day of the week he needs to fill everything and knows exactly what's going into it.
Wow.
Nice.
I need you to go out there. I need you to get those transmitters and sensors out of those vending machines and bring them back to me. All said and
Right.
done, when math happens, it is 30 bounty for the job, 9 bounty from the price manipulation, an extra 15 for your breakpoint, one bounty per taker per leg for another 16 bounty, which brings it to 70 bounty for the mission.
You see a big smile come across Rigid and be like, see? Come to a reasonable price. We'll get it done. And we'll be quiet about it.
Like, as long as if you can get me those sensors, get them quick, all good. But,
Consider it
I
done.
trust you
cousin.
not to say anything to anybody else. Shakes with you on it.
Yeah, I'm a man of my word, cuz.
Cut to clip of Casey. Well, we got to go out there and get these sensors. This is the whole thing.
Oh, shoot. Actually, there was one thing I needed to do that I forgot to there. No, sorry. Where is...
Well, you can't take our money. You already told us how much it was.
Well, that's actually the thing I needed to do.
Take our money?
Well, we had the like those boom bust rules, right? And one of them is labor shortage.
You already wrote it. I already wrote it all down. You can't change it now. It's in red pen, sir.
It says on odd competition undercuts you, but we already wrote it down, so I'll let it stand for this time. I'm the one who forgot, so that's my fault. But yes, somebody should have just undercut you to knock it down a notch. And next time, I've got it for you.
Oh man, we're really dead then. And karmically, we're super dead.
Yeah, because next time they're gonna cut us twice.
I'm gonna have a rough time on the dice. Look, let's all be honest. I had a rough time on the dice, but this is probably the best we're gonna do.
Yeah, your willpower.
It's
helped,
yeah,
son.
like
you
there
spent heavily
is
to make this work, dude. That's all right.
You don't need skill if you have will. You can just flip
Yeah.
everything.
Force it.
there is one more possible level of outcome above that on the sheet, but like out of the 3, 4, 5, 6, out of the 7, you ranked like the 6th highest, like number 6 of the 7. So
I'm pretty good about myself.
yeah,
You should.
you have a good payday up ahead for whoever survives the mission.
We just gotta live till then.
Just that, yeah. But yeah, 2 legs out, find the sensors, 2 legs back.
Oh right, it's time for XP, right?
Nope. this fun game where like your bounty from the job is your XP, is your yeah,
Is your retirement
Yay.
money? Is your upkeep money? Is your
is
everything?
your like I need to buy a new skill money, is your yeah.
Mhm.
I
I
have
mean
to pay to
that's
maintain my gear.
that's OG D&D too. I mean,
Mm.
there was
Gold,
some
yeah, gold is experience.
there was some of
Wow.
that going on
Yeah.
back then too.
See, is this game like OD&D in that every NPC has like how much cash and what items they carry on them at any time?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we
Yeah.
just does this
And like
just
what
turn-
they have under their bed?
Yeah, we roll like a third of the town, and Mike's like, well, I guess I'm rolling up loot tables because
Hell yeah.
Why does the bartender have a +1 dagger? That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah.
Woo!
Um.
I guess I
Yeah.
would come back to the Deacon place and like tell him how much the spread is. You know what exactly we have to do, and he's got a big old smile, and like, see, it's a good job, a lot better than working with that asshole up on the hill.
I think Longbow is there with his like Ubex off, and he's got the little battery out, and he's like brushing it with a wire brush, like a steel wool thing, making sure the contacts are nice and clean. He's like, it's good. These batteries don't last forever. He like puts his stuff back in and puts it all back together.
Right.
He has to wear them on the back of his head when he's not used them. He has to.
Yeah, and then just flips them around, and they're like staring behind him the whole time, and he looks like an idiot.
I forgot they were Oakleys.
That's right. Oakley Ubex, baby.
I got named Oakley. Real tech came in. Real tree, whatever.
Eyes in the back of my head. You can't sneak up on this.
Uh-huh.
Longbow got you.
Uh-huh.
Why did I go to high school with Longbow all of a sudden?
I know, right?
He wasn't like that before, but all of a sudden he's just turned into somebody I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then next time we will be doing the contract schoolhouse sensors.
Sweet.
Trek
I like
through
that they
what's
have
left
topics.
of Enid, Oklahoma. Yes. We have
I'm sure
passed
that's
on
great.
prodigal lives for the moment and gone for schoolhouse sensors. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I forgot that all the jobs kind of started like you'll get paid $5, but then you can get it a lot higher. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, and you've done very, very well on this one. So that's
Yep. It's the one time
Gonna
that's ever going to
turn
happen.
out good.
We're,
Yeah.
we're
The
gonna-
one time. Yeah.
It'll
First
be
one's free.
fun.
First one's free.
Yep, it's all downhill from here. All downhill from here.
I'll be the best. I'm gonna just keep upgrading those things. Like, do I need to shoot things? No, that's why I got you guys.
Just get all the willpower in the world. Dude.
Just
That's all.
I'm gonna start adopting
See?
children off the street.
That's the problem, though. When you do that, you have to spend the bounty to do it, and then it's not going into the retirement fund.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that's I think that's our resting point for here. And then next time we can start with like starting to head out the gates, head outside the fence to start doing the job.
What'd you call the contract?
Schoolhouse sensors.
Game title for next time.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I
That's
like
fun.
it.
That's a fun process.
That was
Yeah, that was cool.
stressful. Not gonna lie,
Are
that
you
was
feeling the
stressful.
existential dread and the economic horror.
Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, why are my dice doing this to me right now?
Oh my god.
It's like,
It's
oh
okay.
man, why did my transmission go out when I gotta drive to work today? It's real. It's real. That's real simulated dread.
Yes. Yes. Is there anything else that we need to do tonight?
I
feel like we've done our-
unfortunately.
I feel like we've
Yeah,
done our worksheet, our homework. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
think we got it.
Unfortunately, like Blades, there's like that fun wrap up of like, did you do the thing? Did you do this? It's like, no. It's like, did you make
Yeah.
any money? No.
No.
Hell with you then.
Get out of here.
Go
Yeah.
to the
Done.
market.
Why
Go
are
to
you
the market.
here?
Like, did you do something the market cares about? No. Great. Well, then we'll see.
You
next time.
did so many things I cared about. I'm so like my little heart is warm and
I know I'm filled with
Funny.
existential dread. Like even said, like God, that was stressful.
The good game.
You
You
did
love it when a
great.
game's mechanics like evoke the
I
feeling.
like that it puts something behind the I'll offer you 100 gold pieces to go find my missing daughter. It's like, well, how much more will you give me if I roll persuasion? Right?
Right.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
and that's always like a guess, and you have to make it up. It's like, no, there's a pattern, and it's like it's a thing. Like,
Yeah.
you want
But
more? You
what
got
you
to
do,
accomplish this.
what you do is you let your D&D party do that for like just a long time, and then one time they get to a city and they try to negotiate, and you pull out the worksheet.
Yes.
You're just like, all right,
Now, okay, so
Yeah.
Katrina, now we know what's up. We know what's coming in our future now, Kat.
All chaos to me, buddy.
Right, by the end of this, every game's going to have downtime actions, and every game's going to have clocks, and everybody's going to have a negotiation worksheet. So
Yep.
Mhm.
that's it. That's
Perfect.
everything. That's
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
eventually we'll have like just this Cronenberg role-playing game of
Yep.
just like
Yeah. And people like
all the bits we like from every system, and then just
Mhm.
if people watching be like, I don't know what HSG does, but they seem to really understand everything that's going on, and I don't get it.
it's like,
Just
oh,
a-
well, you would get it if you played like all 16 of these role-playing games.
yeah.
Mhm.
if you
They'll
read
just play
these
more
8 different 400-page books, then you'll
Yeah.
have the spaces for what's going on.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's us.
God damn right.
And Cronenberg is exactly the right because it's not homebrew. No. It's not. It's not Frankenstein's monster. No. It's Cronenberg.
It's an abomination.
Yeah,
unto
that's
God.
what happens when a horny teen is juiced up with sci-fi stuff from his grandpa.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a cold. He makes Cronenbergs happen. That's how
I don't know where this
I
is
know
headed.
that
I'm
I
not
know
sure I
that's a
like
Rick
it
and Morty
anymore.
reference. I know that that's a Rick and Morty reference, but it took me a long time. I'm like, where is this going?
the Cronenberg fucking word
Okay,
is from
yeah,
this episode where.
Well, the Cronenberg's a director, but that's
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
All right,
who made a
Vince,
bunch of
all right,
movies
Vince,
with like the weird like monster. Well, join us on the HSG Discord, where we'll be discussing the films of Cronenberg after this episode is done.
What?
Or the Rick and Morty episode. I was with you,
Yeah.
David. I got what you were going
Thank you. I was like the abomination, the big monster thing that they make in the show.
The show, yeah, no. But
I guess the show is referencing the director.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, fair enough. I didn't know that also
I didn't know it was a director.
Was a reference. I thought they invented that term whole cloth. Silly me. Everything's a meta reference to something.
What's your degree in? This?
I mean, I don't watch movies anymore. I don't have the time.
Okay, that's fair.
Wow. Shade, Ethan.
Cronenberg was like
Wow.
the 80s.
Shade.
Good.
Anyway.
Spicy.
Shade.
We should probably
Well-
end this stream before we all start hating each other.
Yeah.
We've made
We've
it
been
this far.
doing
We're
this for
fine.
like
Never
2
gonna
years.
happen.
We're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
It's because we love each other. That's right.
All those cyberpunk missions, all those Blaze in the Dark scores.
Scores,
Yeah.
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 Everybody's
know.
gonna survive it. It's all
Yeah.
gonna go well.
All right,
Cool.
folks. So definitely catch us on Friday with Vinton gonna make a pop appearance in the old con save campaign.
Can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. And then on Saturday, May 1st, we're going to be doing our Traveler campaign. Traveler one shot as part of a charity for the Carcinoid Foundation, which is going to be super awesome. Super pumped for all that. Everybody, thanks a ton for watching, and as always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.